going to install the Boogie Blue Plus. It takes away chlorine and some other things from the water. So you take off this. I was leaking this rubber gasket. I tightened it too much and the gasket went inside the hose. Male to male 3/4, Teflon on both sides going into the boogie, then a hose extension with Teflon on the adapter, and then down here different kind of hose extension, 3/4 bib into this, and the bib has a connection that just fits in there, and then I clamped it around the water softener. Water fills up, goes to a splitter here. This line goes directly to the water. It just keeps trickling in until this fills up, until the flow valve goes up and blocks this rubber gasket there. And when that's blocked, it'll stop the water. Then this will fill up until it goes to the flow valve, until the flow valve blocks the rubber gasket, and then this will be done. So it keeps going through to the water until this fills up. Then it blocks it from continuing, because this flow valve blocks the water supply to here, which is on. And so then this fills up until the flow valve stops, and then the whole system is just waiting to be used, coming from the supply from the hose coming from the house. Water softener, on off switch, it's on right now. To go by past that valve. Now it's gonna just self-regulate. Around hour and a half, hour 45 minutes for it to fill up all the way. So the float valve, it trickles in when it needs to, and it stops when it fills up. And the water softener, this is pointing inwards, which is on, so it's going to the water. But you can also turn it off and turn this on, which will, just for washing your hands, filling up buckets, or to flush out any problems with the water softener. Turn this off, turns off, and this is going to turn on. So this is going to be on most of the time, and then it continues filling up the water. The water fills up. I keep this on all the time. If it was like this, that's off, so I just keep it on so the water flows. It goes here all the way through. I keep that closed, the JMS, that's closed, and it goes through the filter. Put it on top, then it goes through here into the motor. So the transfer pump pushes the water through here, and you get a splitter. I'm going to turn the hose on, turn the irrigation off, and make sure the water is on, because if it runs without water going through it, it could burn out. I'm going to water the seeds. When you're done with the hose, make sure you just turn it back off and turn the irrigation back on. Just for demonstration purposes, I showed you how the motor works, but make sure when you're done, you cover it and leave the outlets open, and then just staple it down. I had a stapler too, because if the sun goes right in the motor, it'll fry it out. This protects it from the rain and the sun. You hear it go into the tubes. The plug goes from the pump into here. This thing unlocks, so it keeps it watertight. There's a rubber gasket, the pump to the extension cord, and the extension cord is going to an automated timer, and the water goes from 55 gallons to about 30 gallons. Here is the timer I use. So I twisted it to, right now it's 3:30. I just matched it to where that arrow is. And I twisted it this way because the arrow is going this way. And I'm having it, each notch is 15 minutes. So at each line, like there's 1, 2, 3 lines. Each is 15 minutes. So at 7:45, I pushed that one down. So it's only gonna go it's starting at 7:45 and it'll go for 15 minutes. And I got like a little pen to push those notches down. You have to push this way so that it's on the timer section. If you push it on, it will just remain on. See, this is nighttime and the white is daytime, the sun indicator. The pump plugged in, there's 2 outlets, and the timer is plugged into surge protector, plugged into the wall. This quick connect, just like that. So if I need to really clean it out well, I could do that. This barrel's for the water, and this barrel is for the JMS. So, and I fill this up with the hose because it takes a lot less time to fill it up. So I fill it up to the 50 gallon, and then I add the potatoes, the salt, and the dirt. Now I'm going to fill the JMS up. Right there. Fill off. I'm gonna add another quick release like I did there. I'm gonna put here so I can take the nozzle on and off and just leave it fully open. Just put this in there. And then turn it on. So, turn on the hose, turn off the irrigation. But make sure before you start, make sure this is off so that the water just doesn't leave. All the water has been pulled from the water tank, and now it's in the JMS tank. So I went from here to the motor, and then to the hose, to the tank, and it's closed.